Today's adventure begins as the recording of this Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. A cool, semi-crisp and rainy day in Rome. Starting off, gonna get myself a piping hot caffeinated beverage at the Flagship location here in Italy. Starbucks. I found one. And not just one, the flagship version. Located right over there inside that building at the Piazza del Silvestro. And what flagship means, I had to look it up. It doesn't mean it's the first one, but it means it is a company's spot that they really want to represent more than anything. That is what a flagship store is, the one they would say, if you're visiting a place, you would want to go to this particular store. And that seagull is flying across a little courtyard here, and I'm going to head in, start the day here in Rome. Another wet, rainy day here in Rome. Welcome everyone, Adam, the Woo here. Right now, do not have my umbrella opened up, but I'm sure I will need it. It was raining earlier, it just stopped. Gotta go in, get a coffee, start the day. I have a pretty good agenda of things I want to see how it goes. I'm inviting you to join me. It's good to have you here. Another wet one in Rome, shall you? Yes, it's very interesting inside. Evidently, well, not evidently, it is in fact a two-story building, and it has a lot of the marble and rock and stonework that you'd see across Rome. And there's a special seating area in the back where you have to order through a waiter or a waitress, a server, that will bring you out the special reserve blend. You can order a reserve blends in the back. But the neatest thing was the staircase going up, and the artwork on the staircase. I went with my usual go-to, which I haven't had in a while since I've been in this particular country. This is the first Starbucks I've gotten since I've left the US. We kind of need to find the first, not the first one in Italy, but the flagship one, the one that they really want to represent their brand here in this particular country. This opened about a year ago, so it's kind of new. There's my piping hot caffeinated beverage here, a little sugar-free vanilla latte at the Piazza del Silvestro, or S. Silvestro, I guess that's south. All right, see where the day leads me. Little fruit stand right there. Here's the police vehicles. Love all the architecture through here. I believe I'm over by the fountain I was at last night as well. Trevi Fountain. All right, over in this area is a very unique store based around Pinocchio. Go check this out. The Pinocchio store. Looks cool. Yeah, how cool is this? All the little wooden boys before the blue fairy stepped in and turned them all to humans. Just gotta make sure none of these go to Pleasure Island, turn into donkeys. Take a look at this. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. That's cool. There's Geppetto down there. Yeah, it's like a cute little wooden toy shop. It's like Geppetto himself opened a store. Maybe Geppetto is the one carving everything. I talked to the employee. She said it's been open about 25 to 30 years. She didn't have the exact number. Probably was not here when it opened, just a worker, but been here for a few decades. a store based around Pinocchio. I never realized this, as crazy as it is and how big I am to Disney, I never realized that Pinocchio was an Italian-based story. I wasn't sure really where on this side of the world the story originated and came from, but yeah, based in Italy. So kind of a neat idea to pop in and maybe get myself a souvenir of the Pinocchio store right there. I also ended up getting a little souvenir for myself as well, a little souvenir in the form of a magnet. So I ended up getting this, and I'm gonna go buy this. This was actually used in Roman Holiday, where she sticks her hand in this face. Originally, I think it was like a sewer grate, or looked like a sewer grate. Now it's on the side of a wall, but made famous in the classic film Roman Holiday. So I'm gonna go by and try to stick my hand, just like Pinocchio. So I'm kind of like knocking off two things in one magnet. You got Pinocchio, an Italian-based story. He becomes a real boy thanks to the Blue Angel, or the Blue Fairy, I should say, not the Blue Angel. It's a airplane battalion. It's also interesting in the story Pinocchio that the only boy that is saved from Pleasure Island, the only rebellious, disobedient boy that was saved, was never a real human to begin with. It's such a messed up story. It's such a sad story. Also heard that Pinocchio was the only movie that Walt's wife Lillian despised. She didn't like it. I heard she didn't like that movie, and she didn't know why Walt wanted to make that story. But here's the name of the store: Bottega Pinocchio. And I love the fact that people just walking by, traffic driving by, and I really like the fact that not only is Pinocchio over here, he's just continually spinning his wheels right there. You got Pinocchio spinning his wheels right there, and then you got a bigger Pinocchio, full-size Pinocchio, right there, just sitting, right there, sitting on that bench, almost like something out of a horror film, right there. It's almost like, think about that. That's almost like it could be a horror film. In fact, if you watch it, it kind of is. There's another store called Legami. There's evidently a popular spot as well. They do have a subway system, but I'm noticing a lot of the subway entrances since I've been here. Some are open, but a lot are closed, including this one. This subway is closed off. You know what's interesting too? While I'm standing in this spot, I'm getting definite London Piccadilly Circus vibes through here. This kind of reminds me of Piccadilly Circus, just a little bit, in a roundabout way. This umbrella I purchased the other day is really coming in handy. I would be absolutely miserably drenched without this thing. You know, I already had Starbucks, which is a very Americanized company. There's also McDonald's, Mickey D's. There's a regular McDonald's, but then there's also a McCafe here at the Piazza Spagna. And it's interesting when you step inside. Yes, this is a very unique McDonald's. You have the typical Roman sculptures. You're kind of like walking through Roman architecture over here. Take a look at this. This is definitely a very unique experience for McDonald's. You got the tile work over here. You just definitely know that you are in Rome when you're walking through this Italian Mickey D's here. It's like definitely a next level golden arches right over here. This was evidently built in 1986. Here they have a big arch. I don't think I'm going to get anything from here, but just wanted to show how expansive this is. Now, when I was in Paris, I had my first ever Royale with cheese. I always think of Pulp Fiction. I don't know if I'm going to try Mickey D's while I'm here. They might have a certain menu as well. Look at this, how they carve up the cow for the burger there, the chicken. Real quick, let me take a look at the menu and just see the difference between this and American. You got the Big Tasty, you got the Grand McChicken Crispy McWrap, a double chicken barbecue. That sounds pretty good. And when in Rome, you can get the McWrap crunchy chicken with Parmigiano Reggiano sauce. That sounds pretty good. Oh, and the McToast. Look at this. The McToast. All right, that looks pretty good. Yeah, again. Oh, a gluten-free burger. Awesome. They got gluten-free here as well. That's fun. That's fun. Let's check out, let's see, new and specials. The big arch, of course. Welcome to Rome menu. And then this menu, ooh, that's interesting. Let's see. The double chicken barbecue, double cheeseburger, and filet of fish. Yeah, pretty typical, but there's some stuff they don't have in the U.S. So this is in the McCafe area. This is on the front entrance. We got all these different delicious little pastries and donuts, mini donuts through here, 2 donuts, double donuts, croissants, all kind of stuff through here. You see a lot of pistachio stuff. Again, I resisted temptation in there. We'll get some true Italian stuff a little bit later. Trying to do like, not, well, mostly authentic Italian meals while I'm here. I could get some new luggage. I could go all in and go with some Valentino. When in Rome, right? Oh, look at the belts down here. $45 Valentino belt. It's a window shopping day. Probably not buying much. Or if I do, it'll just be like small magnets and things like that. Small souvenirs. But if I wanted, I could get a $45 Valentino belt. Here's the Spanish Steps. Saw them the other day, but they had a big stage set up here at a performance. So didn't really get a good view of the steps themselves. But here they are. In the rain. Unobstructed by a stage. Also from Roman holiday. There's a little pop-up plant store here with flowers. Got some lemons there. You can even buy your own seeds if you want to start your own garden. And here's some very interesting little plant bulbs there. But I guess you could probably buy these as souvenirs and take them home and plant them. I could take these back to Celebration and plant some. I don't have a green thumb though, and I'm never home, so everything I would plant would die. Also noticing a lot of police presence here more than in the US. They're everywhere. Or maybe they're just more visible. So evidently over in this area, there was a director who did a few films. In this particular section, I'm not familiar with these movies, but here's a little info on it. In the early 70s, Ettore Scola filmed all kind of stuff around this area. There's some just kind of screenshots of it. Down this very beautiful alleyway. Making my way over to the Piazza del Popolo. I always love the streets here too. Little cobblestone. Here's a very unique angle, and look at this steeple here of this church building. A separate portion of it is separated from the rest of the building, the rest of the church building. This is an Anglican church, All Saints Anglican Church. I really like how this is like unattached from the rest of the building. It's like its own little entity here. Kind of unique. I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like that. It's like a entry pillar into the church building. I've arrived to Piazza del Popolo. A couple amazing basilicas on either side of that street. I'm not even sure if they're coordinated together. They look like they've been built. They look like they were built by the same person and are affiliated. But there's a road that runs right through the middle of them, which is interesting. A lot of churches in Rome, a lot of basilicas, cathedrals. And a lot of fountains. Another fountain here. I'm noticing on this pier or this pillar here, got some hieroglyphics going up the front side. It looks as if there's an overlook up top there. Try to walk up to the top there where everybody else is standing. Maybe get a pretty good view of Rome from up there. It's pretty elevated. Alright, after a lot of steps, this is the view. It's like that's Vatican City over there in the distance, just to the left there of the pillar. Little construction crane as well. You can see St. Peter's Basilica was up in the dome yesterday. Pretty wild. That's all Vatican City, which is not part of Italy. In fact, if you want to get technical, it's another country. Smallest population and smallest square footage of any country in the world. I'm not going to label that as one of the countries I've been to, though, because you don't need a passport to get in there, as I stated yesterday. The rain has subsided for a brief moment. I had my coffee earlier, but wouldn't mind a little cold drink. There's this little drivable little food stand here with all kind of beverages at the very top of this little hillside peak. Let me grab something to wet my whistle. Over here. So this is known as the Pincio Promenade, the Pincio Terrace. You can see right there, that's where I was just kind of overlooking. Here's an older photo back from 1884, or at least, well, not a photo, but a oil and canvas artistic rendition of everyone that would have been out here. The Pincio Promenade is on top of the northern slope of Pincian Hill. In ancient time was already characterized with the presence of aristocrat gardens. A system of pathways, ramp steps, steep steps, which go down towards the Piazza del Popolo. The public garden was created by the Napoleonic administration established in Rome in 1810 to meet with many urban and social needs, in particular providing the, quote, the second city of the empire with urban space for recreation and health of the people. I had to pull the umbrella back out because it's raining once again. This is Monte. I wonder if that means Monte the Fifth? That'd be Roman numerals? Oh, I just realized I'm in Rome and the numerals are Roman numerals. I don't know if that's what that refers to as, or if it's Victor Monte, and that's not a Roman numeral, but yeah, I just put two and two together that not only does Monte not have a nose, but I'm also in the birthplace of Roman numerals. Yes, as you can see, there are lots of these busts all through here. This is Aurelio Saliti. Oh, this is neat. This one's named after me. So Adam in Italian is Adama. Clearly this was not named after me. I'm just making a clever, noticeable entendre there. This is Belvedere, the Viale del Belvedere. And this is Cavour. He has a very nice little pendant around his neck there. And a very fancy beard. Look at his beard, it's like the way it's cut there. This building here is very interesting with the wraparound porch, and it has the Roman columns around it as well. Yeah, this viewpoint has a little tour group up here. It's another one of these mobile food stands. More busts, and this looks like a more impressive overlook than the one I was just at. I have to wade through some puddles to get over to. There's a little bit of a walkway here. Ah, nice. Take a look at this. You look over the city skyline of Rome. It's a good view. Really good view. That Roman there is holding a scroll of some kind. It almost looks like it's got a bottle and it's cheersing the esplanade. But it's not. That's what it looks like though from this angle. Now, this is kind of neat. So if you talk into the wall right there, and it echoes all the way around, and these two friends are talking to each other, and it looks like they're talking basically into the stone or the brick themselves. But it's echoing all the way around, and I asked if it worked, and they said yes, and then they switched places. So the one friend was over there talking to this friend, and now they've switched. And in order to get fuel, it's right here along the street itself, not part of a gas station, not part of a convenience store, but in fact, right here at this intersection, you pull up, pay for the gas, and fill it up right there. I've never seen anything like that before. Huh. It's actually kind of nice. I'm also really glad I'm not driving around Rome. I prefer just walking and Ubering. It's just slightly stressful. Right? Alright, I'm going. Thank you. Roadside flower truck here. I was reading some comments yesterday, and someone had left a comment on that particular video and said, make sure I check out Profondo Rosso, which is a museum slash gift shop that is affiliated with Dario Argento, which is one of the masters of horror. In fact, John Carpenter says that part of the reason he made Halloween was because of Dario Argento. And Argento also worked, obviously he created Suspiria, which is a truly horrifying masterpiece that was filmed. Some of it I think was filmed in some studios in Rome. and elsewhere around this side of the world. But he also worked on Dawn of the Dead with Romero. He was part of Goblin, did the soundtrack with Goblin for 1978, Dawn of the Dead. And also, I didn't realize this till I was kind of looking some stuff up earlier, that he collaborated on Once Upon a Time in the West and helped either write it or produce it. He had a big hand in Once Upon a Time in the West, which is one of my all-time favorite westerns ever, Sergio Leone. So this place opens at 4. It's open early in the morning and then it closes for a few hours and then it reopens. And I'm not really sure if it's going to be a museum or if it's just going to be a gift shop, but it is somehow connected to Argento of Suspiria fame. And the lady that was in Suspiria was also in the sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show. Fun fact. All right, he's opened up the doors. Take a look at this. This is right up my alley. Oh, there's Tom Savini. There's Alice Cooper. There's Tim Burton visiting the museum. That's great. There's a nice shirt here. Dario Argento. Yeah, this place is going to be so good. Keep calm. I'm a tourist. I'm not an invader. It's a Roman holiday shirt. A lot of Corman stuff. Got tons of masks up top. All the t-shirts. Speaking of Suspiria, I went through Argento phase back when I first started collecting DVDs. You know what's interesting? They used to actually sell some of these kind of deep cut Argento horror films at Disney Springs. Back at what is now like I think it's now it's like a bowling alley, but it used to be a Virgin Megastore. They used to have a really good horror section. I know it's weird to think about, but oh, there you go. There's the creature. There's Chucky. There's Ghostface. Right there's Vincent Price. Right there. Sign that to Luigi, the store owner. Still running the place.
Yeah.
That's good. Did you meet him?
Yeah, sure.
You met Vincent Price?
Yeah, sure. He was my guest for one full week.
Oh, wow. That is amazing.
81. I ran a festival at that time. And he was a guest of honor.
Check out the Ed Wood poster here. Going down the staircase now. Down into the bowels of this museum. Unbelievable. This is so good. This is so good. Oh, what is this? Oh, I hear they turn the effects on. The horrifying effects have been turned on. This may be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Welcome. Here you will find some original props from his very terrifying movies. Come down with us in the deep.
Luigi is narrating this. I think that's Luigi's voice. Okay, this classic.
Here,
Demons. Forgot about this Argento movie.
Produced by Dario Argento and directed by Lamberto Bava. The one you are looking at is the original dummy used for the transformation of a girl into a demon.
Screen used.
Thanks to Sergio Stivaletti and his crew, the fangs came out from the mouth mechanically, and the same did the claws through the fingers. Not bad.
Oh, that's a screen used prop of the transformation scene from Demons. From Argento.
In front of Demons, here is the little group of the horrible child from Phenomena or Creepers. During the action moments, the funny child was played by an actor. But for some close-up, they used this creepy
Phenomena.
face. You can also see the original pike used by the dwarf killer.
What? Screen used weapon there. And look at the leg. This place is a freaking hidden gem.
While you go on walking along this dark dungeon, please note all the gates. They have been used for the movie The Church by Michele Solano.
Some death masks. Okay. Oh, wow. Unbelievable. What have I stepped into? Like a zombie down there.
One among the ruins of the city is a perhaps dead demon, ready to come alive if some drops of blood will fall just.
These are props also. They were using something. I can't figure out what, but... Oh, this is in the sequel of... Okay, this is in the sequel of Demons. So this is Demons 2. Or Demonia 2. Or Demoni 2.
Beyond the curtain, here's the killer from Terror at the Opera. A crime recognizable, who decided to avenge in its own way. You know, an eye for an eye.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I found out about this place. This is the coolest thing ever.
Things that are watching at you from the dark. They have already eaten the previous visitors. So you are the clear.
It's like in the catacombs down here too, which is crazy.
And now, finally, we got to the last concept chamber of horrors. The wall
Chamber of Horrors.
just in front of you, towards that full girl chained to the wall. It's a romantic moment from two little eyes, exactly from the video of the black cat. The girl is wounded together with a pregnant cat. After a short time, the animal gives birth to 100 kittens, so you can see their breakfast. Behind the gates on the left, you can now see a setting from the church. Lying on the sacrificial altar, the girl is looking forward to meet the winged demon. You can also see some of the original helmets used by the Templar Knights.
Okay, the narration is saying these helmets were screen used from the Knights, whatever film this was. I'm trying to place what film this was, though.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our visit at the Dungeons of Nightmares is over. Dario Argento's Museum of Horrors wishes you a very pleasant time.
Amazing. Freaking amazing. Okay, kind of turn my flashlight on here to see the demons too. Some of these are screen used props according to the narration down here.
You can also see the original pipe used by the dwarf killer.
There's even an area over here where you can peek through and you can see some Roswell alien action. All the way in Rome. Who knew that the stories of Roswell made it all the way to Rome? Look at that. Love it, love it, love this place. Looks like a screen grab from the movie where they have the props there with the little guy with that scepter looking thing there. Just a small little area directly underneath the gift shop. I don't even know if you would even like know it was underneath there until you walked in. Unless somebody told you about it. I don't know what's going on with this guy. Also chained to the wall as well, going up. They're from a movie?
No, it's movie.
No, he's the child, and now he's a man, he's a director now. But when he was a child, he built this and gave it as a present to us.
Okay, and this is his name?
Brando de Siga.
He's the son of the son, is the niece of Vittorio De Sica.
Oh, okay.
Famous Italian director and actor.
So they sell this poster, and look, Argento actually signed that one. Right there. Yeah, it's located down there. €5. Well worth it. Well worth it. They do have some vinyl here. Be kind of neat to get the Goblin version of Suspiria. They do not have the Dawn of the Dead. They do have a lot of other ones. Contamination. All right, I did purchase a few things. Well, more than a few things that are kind of when in Rome moments, when in Argento region moments. Highly recommend this if you were in Rome and you are a fan of the horror genre. That place was awesome. So awesome. Bought a few things. Bought a few things that I'll, little keepsakes that I'll remember from being in Rome. Didn't realize that this place exists, so pretty cool I found out about it. All right, arrived over in an area called Trastevere. I guess you could call this dusk. Sun will be setting soon. Probably find a bite to eat over in this section. Oh, some birds going by. Yeah, I love all the foliage going out of the windows there. It's pretty neat how it's all just kind of going down the side of the buildings. One thing I'm noticing, I had gelato last night, but there are gelato places everywhere. I mean, every corner there's a gelato place right here. There's a gelato place right here. Way more gelato places in Rome than there are ice cream places. Pretty much in any US place I've been to. Church bells ringing. Also, one thing I did not realize before coming to Rome, I didn't think there would be as much graffiti as there is. There's a lot of spray paint everywhere. Everywhere you go, spray paint. I don't know why I didn't expect that, but yeah. All right, ooh, wow, look at this area. This church. Basilica. Incredible looking, look at that. Oh, look at the carvings up top. Right there. You got all the carvings there. It looks like you got, I don't know if those are carvings or paintings directly above them. One thing Rome has is plenty of basilicas and plenty of fountains. I think we might grab a bite to eat. I've been on a kick lately the last few days, eating at little restaurants that are in courtyards with a nice little view. Now it is said that if you're going to try to get a traditional Italian meal, not to eat at any place that's near a tourist spot. But I've been pretty happy with the meals that I've been having, overlooking good views, and this is a really good view to have. There are 2 or 3 restaurants here in this section. There's this one, which looks very busy. And then there's this one, which really does not look busy at all. So I could just grab a table there very quickly. Or there's this one, which is much busier. I'm kind of leaning towards this. All right, take a look at what I have here at the menu. This is called Sabatini, is the name of the restaurant, Sabatini. Oh wait, that's the drink menu. Sabatini since 1958. Antipasta. Let's see, the first night I was in town, I had fettuccine alfredo. Last night I had spaghetti and meatballs. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. And I had a Capri salad, which was one of the best Capri salads I've ever had. Try to get something different tonight. Ah, love these views. Come on, love these views. And they got a heater on here, which that's a little warm, but it's nice. This is how to dine, right? This is how you dine. All right, take a look at this. Cream soup with artichokes is like an appetizer. I might go with that. I'm also kind of leaning towards maybe some ravioli. Thank you. Here's the name of the place, Sabatini. I also ordered some olives. I've been on an olive kick. You gotta have olives when you're in Italy, right? While I'm waiting for my food, I'm gonna show what I ended up purchasing from Profondo Rosso. I ended up getting this magnet. I got a Suspiria shirt, and I got the Suspiria soundtrack with the original motion picture by Goblin, who Argento was a part of. They were out of, I asked about the Dawn of the Dead Romero soundtrack, which I do have the special, there's like a new version that came out, so I think I've already got a version of it. So I guess I really don't need it again, but it would have been fun to buy it from that Argento shop. But I got Suspiria. Suspiria is a wild movie. Wild movie. It's kind of cool that I got to get this here. Again, you can get this at a lot of places, but it's, you know, kind of neat to buy it in the spot where he's got his little museum. It's on splattered vinyl too. All right, this is the soup, and these are the olives. These are the starters. I was mentioning gelato places. There's another one right there. Also, the artichoke soup I had was a lot kind of like split pea soup in a lot of ways. Reminded me of split pea soup. But man, that was good. And then like the Melba type toast they had with it, sopped up into the artichoke broth. So good. But it definitely had that kind of split pea soup type kind of consistency. All right, so here's my ravioli. Got some shrimp in here as well, some dried tomatoes, a little garnishy around the side there, a little decoration, salt and pepper. Nice little view of the basilica. Look at that. I'm loving these scenic meals. That is the inside of the ravioli with the mozzarella cheese. The shrimp kind of blends in with the sauce also. Really love the way the shrimp is. It's kind of like sliced up and diced all around there. Really, really good. But you can see how cheesy the inside of the ravioli. This is looking back the other way where I just had a really good meal. I'm really enjoying eating Italian food in these courtyards. Each of the nights I've been here, I will continue doing that through my Italy trip. I'm not doing all Rome. I'm going to be going to other places as well. But I've been having a good time in Rome. And I will continue doing my nightly meals at restaurants and cafes, etc. That was the one I ate at right over there. Really, really good. That ravioli was so good. So good. And that soup, so good. There's a record store over here called Radiation Records. Looks like they're still open. Yeah, Radiation Records. They have vinyl, CDs, DVDs, rare items. I'm gonna pop in and maybe get myself see if I can find a band from Rome, maybe like a rock band or a punk band, or maybe something that would be quintessential to Rome itself here at Radiation Records. I was pleasantly surprised with the amount, just the vast amount of punk rock stuff that was in there. Not only vinyl, but also cassette tapes, t-shirts, paraphernalia, stickers, things like that. I would definitely consider that, file that one under a punk rock record shop here in Rome. And I was talking to the shop owner. I said I'd really like to find a couple bands, either garage rock bands, popular bands, or underground punk bands from Rome. And he recommended a couple, one of which was his own band from like 20 years ago that he was in. And he said the shop owner that started was the original guitar player or singer. He played drums, the guy I was talking to in there. And then he recommended another band that was recently on tour with Fear, and they're from Rome as well. I mentioned a couple bands I found online. He goes, oh, those bands you're talking about are not from Rome. Let me direct you some that are actually from Rome. So I ended up getting a couple records from Radiation Records. Evidently there's 3 of them in the general area. I'm not sure if there's 3 of them in Rome, but there's 3 of them in Italy. But I went to the one kind of over by where I just ate. And how I was mentioning how there's gelato everywhere. There's another gelato place right here. And here are the 2 albums that I ended up getting, both bands from Rome. There's his band. Kind of an interesting cover there with the eyeball and the hands around it. Let me flip them over. Anti-You, Blank Stairs. And this one's kind of neat too, which I didn't realize till he pointed it out. It is numbered 1 out of 100. Or 1 out of 100, yeah. They only made 100 of them. This band here, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but Let's Do It Again is the album. 1 out of 100. And then that's the guy that owns the record store's band. All right, got a couple of new souvenirs. I got 3 records today. Suspiria at the Argento spot, and these 2 Rome punk bands. Nice. Another basilica here with a fountain in front. This one's got a really neat bell tower off to the side. And the fountain looks like a big cup, like a trophy almost. Alright, evidently the mouth of truth, you stick your hand in and all that, is inside that basilica, which is already closed. So, no such luck for that today. Not gonna stick my hand inside that sewer grate. This is very interesting where I'm walking along now. This kind of empty walkway, a little ravine in the middle, was originally created and built for chariot races way back in the day. And they would have hundreds of thousands of spectators through here watching the chariot races. right along this kind of empty section. Right here. Fascinating. Some of the original structure down there, or recent, more recent than current structure of what I was just describing. And when in Rome, get another gelato. Creamy caramel from this place. It's written on the cookie what the name of the place is. I went with creamy caramel. I'm heading back to my hotel. I'm gonna call it a night. It's now raining again. Get inside before it starts downpouring. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.